Hey, friends and family, um, whoever may be watching this, um, just here, just leaving the mental health center of Denver, and uh, yeah, I've had a really hard last year and a half. As many of you probably know, or may or may not know, I was doing graduate school at Naropa for psychology and working as a counselor and a caregiver for adults with developmental disabilities. And about a year and a half ago, during the course of my training, my coursework, I had some early childhood trauma come up um, that was really, it was actually pretty overwhelming to the point where I had to leave school and also I had to leave work eventually. And for about a year, I didn't have health insurance at the time, and I didn't know about treatment that I could get at the time, and so for about a year and a half, I was just going through some really intense trauma that doubled down on itself repeatedly over and over again, daily, really, and by the grace of having the training that I've had, and some amazing people in my life too. I experienced not having a place for a little bit, um, and just really having a hard time with food and clothing and things like that, mental health, as a result of going through the trauma. So anyway, I feel like I'm starting to be able to hopefully get back to work. However, I was hospitalized last month for 10 days here in Denver. I went on my own to Denver Health Hospital here. I received some psychiatric help, which was counseling and social work and psychiatry that I needed all along, but that I finally I didn't have another option. It was, I got some amazing help there. And since leaving the past few weeks, my family, my dad and my stepmother and my mother have all helped tremendously, and I've been starting to get services to the Mental Health Center of Denver, and I feel like for the first time since this came up and my life just fell apart totally, lost basically all my friends and contact with my family for a long time, but I was able to make it through, and I'm here on the other side and hopefully close to full recovery and get back to school and be able to offer some wonderful things, I hope, and I feel I have to offer, and some insights from going through such an intense time. I feel like I really do have some good perspective and training and really just self-awareness and embodiment that I hope I can continue to flesh out. However, right now I'm still such a sensitive place and the trauma is still so near that trying to return to work, I just have so much anxiety I'm still working with. I would love to be able to do, so many things right now, and out of just an honest, humble place, unfortunately, I have to say that from knowing that I was working before this happened, and while this was happening as well, pretty much the whole time, that working more than just a little bit right now, more than 10 to 20 hours a week at the most, is going to probably help me it would very likely have me go backwards instead of forwards in recovery. And so it's with deep sincerity, and I'm just going to ask for help. My family and we've been looking at options for how to move forward. Just in these next few months, it feels like I don't need a tremendous amount of time, but for the next few months, I'm getting fed through the Mental Health Center Denver here. I have meals and I have a food bank. My family's helped out with bills. I've lost my job as a result of being hospitalized with the mental health stuff last month. And I am applying. I've just turned in some new job applications, but it just realistically feels like I will just re-traumatize myself if I don't work through just the aftermath of this past year and a half before moving forward. And I just met with the reason why I make this video is that I just met with the Social Security contact at the mental health center about turning in an application for disability and Social Security income as a way for just us as a family to be able to move forward until I'm able to work again. And they said that I would most likely be denied, and they couldn't help me with the application because of the education level that I have and my work experience, which are blessings and privileges, and I'm fully aware of that. And I want to speak that I will use whatever help or whatever training, simply just whatever help I receive, just to cover rent expenses for the next couple months, so that I can have a place to live. I have food paid for. That's really all that I need. I feel like I can get around. Other things are doable, and I can work, a little bit. But I do feel like, I'm also use whatever training and skills I have to work towards just the mental health of the community and offering back, and really helping to move forward towards working with that therapy and social justice and issues that are at my heart. So I hope this finds you all well, and I'm grateful for just you watching the video, reaching out for some help in this time when I'm just having a really hard time personally. And I know that we're all pretty stretched right now, and there's a lot going on, and there's many good causes, and I am far from the most in need. However, as an act of self-love and self-care, I just want to make this and put it out, and I will continue to search for work and do everything I can to move forward and be healthy. But I do know that I did not reach out for help for a long time, and it didn't get me better. I put my head down and tried to get through it, and I think that I did it. I'm proud of myself for getting through and surviving, and at the same time I've allowed myself to receive some help from the community these past few weeks, and I can feel my sanity and health starting to return, some hope of getting back to school and work returning in a real way. And so yes, just thank you, God bless, appreciate every one of you, and look forward to giving back and being in touch. And we'll let you know with gifts and writings and anything else of my progress and my journey. I do feel like there's been many gifts to this process, and I'll continue to not hold those, but to give them and share them with all of you and anybody that they can help as well. Okay, thank you so much.